Bro, this dude right here has one of the craziest aura losses in all the anime history for real. Like, bro, for 12 episodes straight, they had you thinking that he was him. He was that dude. And then that's when they hit you with that Uno reverse card at the end. So if you don't know who this dude is, this is Kuro Kumogakure. And he comes from the underrated show known as Under Ninja. So to sum up the plot of Under Ninja, it's a show about modern day ninjas living in Japan that take on secret missions like espionage, assassination, you know, ninja things. And I would personally recommend this show. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it was actually pretty good. It's really a hidden gem. So if you enjoyed this video, I highly recommend you check this out. Although I will say that the structure of the show is very weird. Cause you'll have episodes that start in the present, but then go into a flashback, then cut back to the present, and then go to like an unrelated side character that you didn't even know had importance to the story until like the very end. So it's weird, but it's a good watch nonetheless. With that being said, sit back, relax, and let me document the most catastrophic aura loss I've seen in recent anime history. So we start off with our boy Kuro getting a special mission to infiltrate a high school that's in enemy territory. We then cut to Kuro standing on top of a high school rooftop with 3 other ninjas. The one with the long hair, his name is Hibi, the female name is Suzuki, and the one holding the bear is Hachia. And when I tell you they have some crazy side stories, bro, honestly, just keep watching the video, you're gonna see exactly what I'm talking about. So all 4 ninjas gather on the rooftop where they spot the enemy organization. Upon spotting them, Kuro asks his group which out of the 4 of them are the strongest. Hachia immediately says it's not him and Suzuki doesn't answer. That's when Kuro says, since he was the one that defeated the dick slicing foreign assassin, that he's probably the strongest out of the group. Yes, you heard me right. That was an assassin going around slicing folks' meats off. When I say you this show is crazy, bro, this show is crazy. So after that, Kuro comes up with a plan and instructs Hachia to aim a laser pointer at the enemy's arm. Then both Kuro and the enemy leader hops down. They both begin to walk towards each other and Kuro tells her to surrender. That's when she points a spiral blade at my boy and pretty much say, "I'ma gut you like a fish." Then Kuro says, "Look at your hand," and that's when my boy Hachia points the beam on her. Kuro then begins to pump fake her. He pretty much tells her, "You think they gonna put real ninjas like us in the enemy hood without no backup? Man, soon as I get that word, boy, we'll turn you to Ed from Full Metal Alchemist, boy. Your whole arm gonna be missing. Man, ain't nowhere in the world we can't touch. Man, we got a whole death laser in the sky." So she calls Kuro's bluff and then lunges at him. That's when Kuro pokes her in the eye and hit her as well. Fucking Mortal Kombat X-ray, man. He grabs her arm, then hops over the ledge, breaking that shit. Man, just looking at that had my arm in pain low key. Okay, so right now I say my boy sitting at a smooth 30,000 aura points right now. He gets 2,500 points just for coming up with that plan on the spot. And he gets another 2,500 for that pump fake he did. Although she did call the bluff, you can see that he had her shaking up a bit before she gained the mental fortitude to just say fuck it and lunge at him. And I think it's pretty obviously what gave him most of his points. He made a grand total of 25,000 aura points from that I poke the arm break combo. Like, bro, when you really think about it, that was mad OD. He really could have just took her down and pinned her, but nah, that man said, hold on, let me cause maximum damage and hop over a rail. Also, look at my man's vertical, bro. He just jumped like 5-6 feet in the air. Like, bro, that is brutal. It could have been way worse if he would have just used his whole body weight and hopped completely over the rail, but as you can see, he caught himself because he didn't want to absolutely destroy this woman. And for these actions, that is why I awarded him 30,000 aura points. So the next time my boy gains some points is when everybody is chasing the meat cutting foreigner. Now that whole storyline is crazy, but I'm gonna get to the finale when Kuro comes in. So the meat chopping foreigner gets caught in an apartment complex, and there's 3 ninjas on the scene. Suzuki, Hibi, and Kuro comes to the scene late. Now it's good to mention that this is not a group mission, okay? So whoever takes down the foreigner first gets the credit for it. So Hibi arrives on the scene and goes to a monologue, and then the foreigner just straight up shoot him. Like straight up pull the blicky out and blicks him down. But he's a ninja, and of course he got a bulletproof vest on. That's when the civilian shows up and starts yelling at their kid, and it causes a distraction. The foreigner uses this time to get into his vehicle and make an escape. Just when he thinks he's home free and off the hook, that's when he looks to his side and he just sees Kuro right there. Kuro then hits him with that one hit of quill and lay him out right on the spot. After Kuro knocks him out, he just lays him right there on the street then leaves. So while Kuro is leaving, his instructor asks him, you know you need to stay on the spot to claim the credit, right? And Kuro pretty much just says, man, I don't even feel like doing all that, man, they got it. For that, I'd say Kuro gains a good 15k on the aura score. He gains 10k for that clean knockout, okay? One clean hit and he put him down immediately. Later on in the episode, they asked the foreigner, like, which was the scariest ninja he faced, and he says Kuro was. And honestly, can you even blame him? Like, bro was just right there. And he gained that other 5k points for not claiming his work. Like, bro, this foreigner was literally cutting people's meats off and he made national news about it. So, of course, he had a big target on his back. Like, bro, this is pretty much a career highlight for anybody that takes him down. And Kuro pretty much just shrugged his shoulders and said, it is what it is, man. They can have the credit. Like, come on, man. You can't deny. That's cool as hell right there. Now, next up on Kuro's aura highlights, it's definitely got to be him versus those bullies. Now, this moment happens because Kuro's friend, whose name is Ita, gets lured around the corner by a bunch of bullies. They use this girl named Mitsuki to set him up. Now, Mitsuki is your stereotypical airhead, okay? She's a dumbass. But Mitsuki actually plays a very critical role in this story. So, you know, stay tuned to see what I mean. So, Mitsuki asks Ita to help her carry a box. And upon arriving around the corner, they are met by two dudes. They begin pressing Ita, and that's when my boy Kuro shows up in a box on some Metal Gear Solid type shit. And of course, the bullies are like, yo, who is that? So one of them goes to look under the box to see who it is. That's when Kuro just straight up snaps his neck. Bro, this man Kuro out here min-maxing damage, dog. Like, he snapped his neck just enough to not kill him, but to like have him out for like at least 12 hours, dog. Like, bro, just listen to the sound that his neck made. I honestly would have sworn to you that Kuro killed this dude in broad daylight if he didn't show up in the later episode. So after the first bully gets his neck snapped, the second bully pulls out a baton and goes to hit Kuro. That's when Kuro shimmies up to Ita and tells him, right hand is rock, left hand is paper. Kuro then proceeds to grab his hands and use one to block the baton and the other to cleanly knock him out. Kuro then walks off like he ain't just catch two bodies in broad daylight for real and tells Ita to finish him off or don't. Right there, I give my boy 25k aura points. Okay, he gets 15,000 for that brutal neck snap he did on my boy over here. Bro, that jump sounded like somebody stepping on a tree branch. And he gets 10k points from that clean knockout, which honestly I'ma add an extra 2.5k just for him using Ita's body to do it. So all in total, Kuro has amassed a grand total of 27.5k aura points in this one interaction alone. Kuro then leaves the scene to go confront the director of the school. Kuro meets with the director and immediately the director pulls out a sword and attempts to cut Kuro down. Kuro blocks the attack with his arm and tells the director, hey man, you might want to stop because we got that death laser on you. Now the director knows that the first time he called the death laser, it was a bluff. So he calls his bluff again. But this time Kuro actually got that shit on him. So as soon as the director goes to swing at Kuro, a beam of blue light goes down and chops the blade in half. After this happens, the director looks at Kuro, okay, and you could just tell in the back of his mind, he's like, damn, my fault. I ain't know you was cut like that, my guy. This scene to me irradiates so much sauce, and it's not necessarily because of what Kuro did, but the fact that he has a death laser at his disposal. Because let me break this down to you, okay? Kuro is a genin, which pretty much means he's a low-class ninja. He has no official accolades to his name whatsoever, because if you remember, he didn't take credit for the meat slasher. So the real world equivalent to this situation is if a new soldier, like fresh out of basic training, gets access to the national nuclear launch codes. And the best part is, Kuro doesn't even use this to kill anybody. He uses this as a warning that I can kill you. So that's why I say he gets 40,000 aura score for this scene. Now, if you disagree and say that he deserves less for this scene, let me know in the comments. But I feel like 40,000 is appropriate for the situation given. Then we get to the rooftop scene. This is the first time in the whole show where you see my boy's armed, okay? That boy got a whole katana in his hand. When I saw this, I knew my boy was about to go absolutely crazy out here. Okay, so this is where we find out that Mitsuki, yeah, that dumbass girl from the previous scene, is actually a ninja too. Her mission goal is to take out Kuro's organization. So Mitsuki and Kuro get ready in these stances and they take a slash at each other. She attempts to dodge Kuro's attack and gets her nose cut clean off. I'm talking about Michael Jackson from Scary Movie 3. But Mitsuki also gets a clean cut on my dude, okay? She's nicked him on his side. Nothing too bad. Then she goes for an overhead strike. But my boy Kuro, with them quick reflexes, blocks the attack. After he blocks the overhead attack, he stands up. Bro, Kuro was radiating so much aura right here, boy. I knew he was about to come back and slime that girl. Then Kuro starts profusely bleeding and then falls to his knees. And then Mitsuki just straight up stabs him through his mouth. Bro, she decapitates my boy. I was so hurt. Bro, they really set us up like that, dog. Okay, they really had us for 12 episodes straight thinking he was the apex predator. And in one fell swoop, our boy lost an infinite amount of aura, okay? He can never recover from this. But this moment was actually foreshadowed in the first episode, okay? Because when they on that rooftop, Kuro makes the joke saying, bro, this is not a shonen, bro. We can really get our heads taken off at any moment. And then they take his head off at the end of the show. Like, bro, I get it, they foreshadow, but that doesn't stop me from feeling a pit in my heart, okay? And that right there is the rise and fall of Kuro Kumogakure, okay? Gone but never forgotten. And that wraps up today's video, guys. Let me know what you thought of the video in the comments below. Leave a like, and if you really enjoyed this video, go watch some of my previous content. I'm sure you will enjoy it. With that being said, guys, it's your marvelous leader, Sage Mode Ren, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'll catch you in the next episode.